and today I'm going to complain about how difficult audio configurations are. A lot of YouTubers are out there to, spread the wealth, spread knowledge and solutions. I'm not here to do that, here to complain. No, half kidding, half not. This is meant to be educational. It's also meant to be a bit of a, excuse for when I mess up. Because a lot of people say, Ryan, how do you mess up audio stuff regularly? Just on a regular basis, constantly biffing it. What's the deal with that? Okay, here's the deal with that. Let me tell you why it is so difficult. First off, we're going to break it down into chunks. This is a QuickTime recording. I'm doing this because I can't have OBS in the view here, or else everything gets all wacky, So I got all these different little scenes within this. There's like an alert box, and then I add scenes within it and all this. But this would all get kind of wonky if I made this in OBS. So that's why this looks kind of funky sauce. I'm just using QuickTime. But look how complicated this is, even if we just don't even count OBS stuff yet. Okay, I'm going to walk you through all the stuff that one has to think about when doing this, okay? Also, want to back up, another high-level thing here. It's actually really awesome that there are so many options with OBS, but it's a double-edged sword because they give you just enough rope to hang yourself, essentially. Like, there's a lot of ways you can customize and do really cool things, like play live copyrighted music and get away with it, because when it goes to the recording file, now you don't have to be concerned with that. There's also a setting where you can have a Zoom guest, and it's specific to that. They have a customized little thing. I don't know if Zoom set that up or OBS or whatever. It's pretty good. Not good enough for me. I did some analysis and realized it's not useful for me, but for a lot of people, I bet that would be neat. So, with options comes complications, and I love complications, actually. So it's kind of a fun challenge, but I like to also complain about it and make the excuse for the record that it's actually difficult, okay? So here's my breakdown of it. Okay, so for QuickTime, let's not even get into this just yet. Let's just talk about QuickTime itself. Okay, what does it take to just get this going? Okay, for this mic to work, I have a Scarlett device over here, okay, and there's an input dial, and so I got to turn that to about 60%. We're talking about this one right here. Okay, it has to be at 60%. This also has to have a monitor setting. There's another dial so I can hear my voice through here as I'm talking. That won't lead to audio malfunction on a recording or anything, but it's just one more thing that you got to think about, right? And then oftentimes it just dies for whatever reason. Sometimes it just decides it doesn't want to be awake today, and I have to go, no, come on, time to wake up. And so I unplug it and plug it back in, and it fixes it 100% of the time, but it's just another thing to be considering. Like I said, this is going to be just a rant of me just whining about this stuff. It actually is educational if you listen to what I'm saying and you have a similar need, but this is what you get. This is what the whole video is going to be. It's just me ranting about the complications. And presumably this was where everyone stopped listening to the video. I don't care. Listen to it, don't listen to it. I need to just get it off my chest. Okay, I'm going to keep going. Okay. Another thing here, Sound Source app. Here's another one. Okay. This is an awesome little app here that I have, which allows me to control the inputs of all these various things. What I was saying a second ago about the Zoom app, plugin thing that you can get for OBS, I did my research, compared alternatives and everything, and I actually like this option better because I can just adjust their volume to get it just perfect, so where it lines up with my own. And with other stuff, so that way it doesn't sound like they're just yelling and I'm talking like a whisper tone or whatever. So I can adjust that. I can also adjust if we're like using a lead chessboard and we want like the sounds to be just perfect right there. And this is, I haven't even gotten into OBS. This is just to make this recording you're hearing right now. So that's a Sound Source app. Now that's this whole thing right here. Check this out. I have all of these customized settings for the sound input this way, okay? And as you can see, these have customized labels because I want to make it easier for myself. This is only for output, okay? So let's go like this. We'll take this guy, move this over here, and I made what's called Aggregate Devices. One of these, I think it's this one. It's actually the exact same thing as Black Hole 2 channel, which is like a custom code type of a deal that you install on your computer, but it's easier for me to remember it if I label it as input, this and this, because it actually shows up in both menu options. So there's so many other things to figure out that I just figured I'll just make a custom name for it, which is pretty brilliant, honestly, and it works really well. This one doesn't though. One of these says output to viewers and not headphones. I don't know what I did wrong there, but that's just not possible. So I thought it'd be neat to be able to like play music and have the viewers listen to it, but I can't hear it. I thought that might be cool. Didn't work. Not a priority. I just said forget it. So output, I've super simplified it for myself. It's just one of two things: output to headphones or output to headphones and viewer. So for this one here, because you're not actually like a viewer per se, I could just do it like this. I could just go output to headphones and then input to headphones. I can go like input from Ryan Mac and not this. So watch this. Watch how worse the volume gets if I do this. So now you're gonna hear it go through the mic that's for my my Mac and everything, and you'll notice immediately it's not as good. That's because I'm not using this at all. Like if I just go like this, it should sound the exact same now because I'm not actually using this mic. See how that works? So if I go like this right here, then I play a YouTube video, you're not going to hear the YouTube video. If I go like this, now you're going to hear the YouTube video. So that's all this stuff. And again, I'm just getting started. Okay, I haven't even gone to OBS. We're just getting there. Okay, we're just getting there. What's next here? We got OBS. I guess that's the next thing up. I have fully outlined all these different things. Okay, no. While I'm ranting in a thorough rant here, let me go on. To set up these aggregate devices, you have to go to this setting. This is just for Mac. You have to go like this, and then set up all this stuff here. This is a huge misnomer, by the way. Audio. I talked about this a couple times, but it doesn't. There's some limitations to this that they don't really specify. For me, it doesn't work. I don't like. It's better for me to use a sound source app. So I'm not even using this one at all. So then you have all these different things here, and there's like all these checklists. And so when I set up these customized things, I changed the label on it so that it was really easy for me to remember. This one does the same thing as one of these other ones, but it's a lot easier to go through that if it's, there. And look at this. You have like drift correction. Like, is that important? Probably. I'm scared. Should I check it? Should I not check it? You know what? I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it. I feel like you should. Sample rate. Look at this. Isn't that intimidating? What is that supposed to mean? You telling me that makes a difference? Okay, I'm leaving it on this one, It's just constant like that. Okay, what else we got? So we're going to take this one. By the way, so to create an aggregate device, you go like this. You can create a multi-output device. Okay, so this is all non-OBS stuff. This is just before you even get into OBS, all right? So now, just one more thing about the black hole thing. So again, the theme of a lot of this is it's actually really cool that they allow you to do all this. It's just that it makes it really difficult, because you have all these options, and so there's a lot of ways to mess it up. Black hole, 2-channel thing. Essentially, if you want to record a YouTube thing that's playing on your channel or whatever, you want to like have other people hear that. You can't do that usually. Like if I'm recording a YouTube like a QuickTime video, you can't do that. I mean, the vast majority of people don't have the ability to do so because they don't have an app like this. So that's how you do that. Okay, moving on to OBS. Here we go. This is why my layout looks crummy, is because I needed to show OBS, so I couldn't do it like that. Okay, here we go. Next up, big enchilada. Let's check this guy out. All right, where do I begin? I got to keep referencing my list. Let's do it in order. Profile. Okay, so you go to this. So in the top here, you have profile. Okay, so I have a bunch of different profiles that I've labeled like this here. Most of these are kind of just a work in progress. I pretty much know what's happening here. Solo offline, collab offline. We go like this. And what happens too is it'll change the docs. So the things that you see over here, those are also a part of it. But mainly we're just talking about audio, right? Also, sometimes it just doesn't move the docs. It just decides we're just not going to do that today. That's just part of the frustration. There's, again, this is just a rant. This is a rant. I commend you if you've listened to this far. I doubt anyone has, but that's fine. Just need to get it off my chest. This is what I go through. For you guys, this is what I go through. So then we have these different things here, profiles, and so these here correspond to the settings thing. So these things here, that corresponds to the settings. So like if I have output as, for streaming, it's on just audio track 6 because I'm not going to be live streaming on this one. It's specifically labeled collab offline. Okay, so then for recording, then I go like this, and so then it has to go to a file path, right? So it has to be correct. And then you have audio tracks. This is a checkbox system, so you can check more than one. For the streaming one, it's a radio dial thing, so you can only select one. And that's just part of it. There's a whole bunch of other little related settings, but we're just talking about audio. And surprisingly, this is like a completely useless tab. All you want to do when you get to this one is just disable all of this. In fact, I think I'm supposed to do that here. Yep, we'll just go disabled. Honestly, I'm scared. I'm not going to do that. I think it works, so we're just going to bail on that. Just constant fear, worry, and like confusion. It's a miracle when it works, honestly. Okay, so that's the profile thing. Okay, here's the point I want to make. So if you go like this to settings, and you have it like this. Okay, so it says recording is on 1 and 6. Okay, so let's remember that then, and we're gonna go and then switch. We'll say how about this one, solo live. Okay, so now let's check it again. Settings. You go to output. See, bada bing. These changed right here, and then this one is just on audio track 2. Okay, so I do that because it's a different need. It's for a different use case scenario, right? Okay, so that's profile. We have 5 more items to look at. That's just profile. I'm talking about pockets of settings for audio malfunction. Okay, scenes and scene collections. All right, so these are all scenes. Okay, I have scenes within scenes because it's like Inception for me, and I try to label all these. Like this one here is like solo webcam. And so then when I have it like this, then it links up, and then I can put it in other ones. That's a whole other story. Like there's all sorts of things about this. Like if I put this solo thing here in a folder, then it applies to all my other ones that I copied from this template. The display stuff is a completely different ball game altogether. By the way, this glitchy blue thing, that's happening because it's decided that it wants to have the display capture go to that monitor. And I just have to manually go through that every single time and tell it, no, it's got to be this monitor. That's a whole other story. Okay, so then we have scene collections. All right, so I have solo live and the solo offline. Okay, so we'll go like this. And then, as you can see, all these things are change a little bit different. And then the audio mixers. Okay, so these are specific to each scene. And it looks like it's not. That's what's confusing. But if you look carefully, there will be an example. Here, you see that? You see how it changed? This one, guess the ELO. These are the same. If you go to this, now these change. See, now this is at 1.4. Like if I was recording this with OBS and I went like this, the volume would change. Like you wouldn't be able to hear me right now. But because it's on QuickTime, it's not really relevant for that. So I'm just going to put this back to 1 here. Speaking of this audio mixer thing, check this out. You go File, and then Advanced Audio Properties. Bada bing, bada boom. This thing is, corresponds to the stuff for scene collections. It doesn't correspond to profiles. This is not specific to a profile. It's specific to a scene collection. So each one of these scene collections has a different setup for all this stuff. And this volume, thing here, not like any sort of master volume selection thing. That's not even a thing at all. It just it looks like it would be like a universal remote. You think, oh, neat. It's it's a thing where I change it there and then it's going to be good everywhere else. Not the case. Not the case. That's not how it works. You have to just manually go through every single one and just make sure that it's on the right thing. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. So then, what else we got? We got, look how lovely that is. I have to go back through and manually change it every single time. Did I do everything? Oh, mono. This is one of the, get this. This is unbelievable. You go here, and then, get this. You have to check a box that says, I would like for viewers to be able to hear that on both earphones, actually, not just the left one. Why that is an option, I have no idea. Sync offset. That sounds like terrible. I don't know why I'd ever click that. It's there. Also, this stuff here, alert box, custom chat. I can't remove that. I don't want to change those things. Well, definitely not the custom chat. The alert box would be nice to remove. It's unbelievable. It is unbelievable. But, I've tried to create all these little labels to make it easier for myself. I wish I could delete, desktop audio, mic aux. Like, I can't delete those things. Audio monitoring. I'm monitoring it with the device here. I don't need a thing there. That pretty much does it. I think I got it all off my chest. Yeah, and then you have these things here. Did I make that clear, by the way, too? That when you have these configurations for output, again, don't click on audio. Settings, audio, forget about it. This is a useless tab here. You go to this once, and then you never want to go do it again. And then unbelievable. Oh, look at this. Channels, stereo. You'd think that would mean that now everything's all stereo everywhere. Nope. That's not how it works. Not with OBS. So look at this. You have streaming, audio track, so the live thing people hear when you're streaming, and then the VOD track, so after the recording is done, then they get a customized version of it. And so see what I'm saying? These tracks correspond to this thing here, the advanced audio properties. So those like sync up, and they're all different if you're doing a different scene collection or a different profile. So I think I did it, guys. I think I did it. That is the summary of why on earth it is so difficult to mess up, to not mess up with audio stuff. So if in future videos you say, Ryan, how do you keep colossally screwing this up over and over again? Now you know. Hope this video was helpful to you. It is really meant to be more of a rant, but honestly, there is probably some good educational value in here. So if you're trying to figure this out, I do hope that helps you. And if you're watching this because I said sometimes I suck at audio stuff, thank you for watching it, because now maybe you'll understand where I'm coming from. It's a fun puzzle, but it's an impossible one too. So that's where we're at. Ciao.